Yanni! Look what it is.
What is it? What's in it?
I hope it's what I think it is. Is it? It's not your birthday gift. We already got that. This is something we've been waiting for a long time. All right, let's take it inside and let's go. All right, folks. So first off, I like my shirt. Sorry for the noise in the background. My daughter and niece are playing. So I didn't want to wait until it's like 1 o'clock in the morning to try and do this when everybody's asleep. So let's go ahead and crack this open. Where's my knife? Alright, so again, there are plenty of videos out here talking about the ATEM Mini, but y'all know how I come from. This is more on, is this good for a startup church who's on a tight budget? Again, this is $295. I'm thinking, from based on the people I've been talking to, that the back order stuff is starting to get solved. Again, I ordered this when they first announced it, and I didn't get it until yesterday or today. No, yeah, it was today when I walked in. So inside here we got our little book for DaVinci Resolve, software installer, which I already have. Download your copy of DaVinci Resolve 16. Alright, so we have our plugs like we normally do, and it has a locking mechanism on this. We have our international plugs here, like you typically would have on BlackMagic products. This is the one I'm going to be using because it's in the US. Alright, let's see what's under this. And I probably got a collection of these because I never used these. And wow, here it is. This thing is super, super tiny. And guess what? There's nothing else in the box. This is cool. Alright, so let's look over everything first. As you can see, there's our power, Ethernet, USB Type-C, HDMI output, HDMI's 4 through 1, 2 mic inputs, stereo mics. And we got all of our buttons on here. We got our 4 inputs. We got a whole bunch of other buttons that we're going to go over. Our cut auto and fade to black, and some more buttons up here. So let's go ahead, because I'm already using my ATEM. Right now, so I'm gonna hook this up and let us see what it looks like when you have multiple ATEMs on a network. And we're just gonna walk through all the features, and we're gonna mainly talk about how is this gonna look from a live streaming standpoint for churches. This is gonna be a bunch of videos that I go over. So what this one is mainly gonna be is, let's just hook it up and let's see what everything looks like. And I have a GoPro, which is synonymous with having so many problems connecting to an ATEM, and I also have another Sony Handycam around here somewhere, which is only 1080i. So I'm gonna set this at 4K, and then I'm gonna set that up. Well, actually, no, I can't set this at 4K. Well, anyway, I'm just gonna plug this up and see what works. All right, so let's get to hooking stuff up. All right, so for the first thing, I just plugged in my GoPro, and I am happy to say that this thing is working great. It was until I just jiggled the cable loose. Alright, so let me, now my ATEM is, the ATEM Mini is plugged into my regular ATEM. That way it's easier for me to record everything. So let me bring that up, which I actually already did have it up. And let me bring it up on this monitor here so you can see it. So let's switch over here, and as you can see, this is my GoPro. Now again, forget the blinking lights, they are stable. So like I said, I have this plugged in, you can see the cable here, for my GoPro going into the system. And as you can see, there's my GoPro in my hand. So this is really cool because the GoPro has been one of the issues I've had so many times with wanting to hook all this stuff up. Now I also have my DSLR. So let me grab that and I'm gonna hook this up and I can see. Now let me answer this real quick and let me comment on this. I already changed the title of everything in the videos before because I was going off of what somebody told me. No, there is no multi-view out on this system. All right, so again, I was told when this was announced that this was going to come out as a firmware update. So again, I put the note on the video, I'm saying it now, no, there is no multi-view. Again, I'm just going off what they said. A person at BlackMagic said they can push it out, but as of right now, there is no way for you to see every single screen based on the keyer that it comes with. Now, we did talk about some other ways to do that, which I will be dabbling in later, and I will actually put together that solution that I had mentioned in a video that I will tag up here for that. But what I want to do is let me hook this up to the network, and then I'm gonna bring this up so we can see what all this looks like on the software side. So let me go ahead and take care of that. All right, so let's go ahead and connect this up here. I'm just gonna do these one piece at a time. All right, so we got a network connection and I have my DSLR here. And there's my other cable. I was wondering what this was. Now again, I used to have all these connected, but that's when I used a up-down cross converter so that it could put it in the resolution that was needed for my regular ATEM. So since this one does not care, I'm excited over the fact that I should just be able to plug this in and I can get my depth of field and all that other stuff that this camera affords. So let's go ahead, make sure my battery is not dead. Oh, maybe I need to open up the lens. Alright, so we got this here. So now, if we switch to number 2, yes, and it just works. That's what I'm talking about. This is why I'm excited about this. So if I cut back over here, as you can see, here's my DSLR plugged in. Have my little zoom here, and if I can get into focus here, there we go. And as you can see, I told you these lights are just stable. The GoPro is all over the place. So right now I have a GoPro and I have this plugged in, so we can just simply go over to GoPro, boom, and it's looking up at the ceiling. And then we got that. I don't know why to go, and there goes the GoPro right now. I think the cable was loose. Oh, it shut off because the battery was dead. So, but I'm liking this so far. Now, what else can we try? I have my NVIDIA Shield here on the floor. And let's try and plug that in. Now again, I've never had any issues with this because this actually works with my regular ATEM, because this can actually go up to 4K. Hopefully the battery is not dead on this. Like I said, I came from church today and I got a message originally saying FedEx, this wasn't going to be delivered till Tuesday. But then when I got home, I was pleasantly surprised. So I'm plugged in. I don't think this is going to show up yet because it hasn't booted up yet. But we shall see. I am so liking how this is my DSLR, which is cool. I really like this. The only issue that I had with my DSLR is that it wouldn't stay powered on for a long period of time. I only had like 15 minutes to do anything, even though I was recording through my ATEM. But I do like this. Now, what I'm probably going to do is to be quite honest, I think I may actually keep one of these. Now, one thing I will mention is compared to the regular ATEM, there is no audio out. So there is no headphones jack that I can plug in here. Now, I don't know if this connection, like the headphones that I have right here, actually has a mic and headphones built in with, what's this, the TRCC type of connection. So I heard something, so I'm gonna see what this does. But what we're gonna do is, let me go over to my second monitor. Hopefully that shows up. Yes, it does. All right, so here is the ATEM software that I'm controlling right now, the ATEM Television Studio. Now let me see. I don't even know what IP address this got. Let's just open up our software that comes with the BlackMagic devices. Now again, I already had this, but if you don't, you obviously need to get this. And it actually already detected it. There's number 1 and there's number 2. Alright, so I don't know why my network isn't working, but we're gonna go ahead and connect this with our USB-C. And I had bought a bunch of these about a month ago in prep for this, plus I needed some for my car. So let's go ahead and connect that. And then let's cut back over to the computer and let's see how, well, let's see if we can connect to this first. All right, so there's our connection. Let's see. And there we go. IP address. Why didn't it grab it dynamically? So let's go ahead and set this. I want to do a, all right, let's just save this and I'll just walk over this stuff. So we come back in here, and I should try and connect it back now, but whatever, because I'm not connected to anything. But what we're going to do is our switching style. Now in our switching style is kind of how I have this set up right now, is that I set the setting for my controller, and I should have just did it here. So I have it set right here, and then I auto adjust between the two. So with the ATEM though, if we just press the button on the front, it's just gonna go to it, and I don't necessarily want to do that. So like for example, with here, if I just press this, it just switches over to our other input, which I don't have on. It's my tablet. Oh, because the battery's dead. That's the reason why it's not coming up. So I need to charge that. But pretty much just by pressing it, as you saw, it just goes automatically. But I want to prep before I go into something. So that is why I'm going to switch this setting over here. And let me put it on the right one. Put it on the right monitor, that is. Alright, so what we're going to do, let's bring this back up. I want to do program preview so we know where it's going to go to. Picture in picture keyer, I'm not going to mess with those right now, and I think this is fine. Alright, and we're already at 8.1, which I believe is the latest, so let's go ahead and save that. And now that this is showing up, let's go and actually, let me turn this back on so you can see what actually happened with this. Now, if I switch over to the output, oops, hit the wrong one. Well, I'm already here now. You can see, let's get it in focus, that now I have a preview. So red is what's live right now, green is what we're going to go to. And that's kind of the exact same setup that I have here, excuse my messy desk, as well as down there. That's my mini ATEM. My ATEM Studio that I carry in my flight case that I had in a video before. Alright, so really straightforward, but I'm going to jump over now to the software again, and let's see, because the buttons only allow you to do but so much. And let's cut back over to our computer, and And actually, before I do that, let's see what it shows up as on our system right now. And I really went to the wrong button. Let's go to properties here. And let's see what this shows up as. So now that we got this plugged in, they say it shows up as a webcam. So let's see, sound, video, and game controllers. There it is, ATEM Mini. So what I want to do now is, I keep turning this off. I have this on, the camera on. So what I'm going to do, let me point this at my beautiful mug here. If I can have it propped up, that is. Maybe right there, whatever. I'll just have to hold it. Alright, so I got my face here. So what we're going to do is go into, well, actually I have OBS on this system as well too. So let's open up OBS. And what we're going to do, and I already have a webcam set up. And it's already, well, it's actually pulling my regular webcam. That's fine. But what we're going to do is let's add another capture device. And we'll call it the Mini. And BlackMagic design. Okay. And there it goes. Okay, that's cool. Let's change this to custom output. Oh, it only gives me 1080p. And there we go. So this is coming from my DSLR. And that's cool. Really like, I like that faded out. That's why I need to start using this camera more often. But as you can see, it just shows up as a webcam, so that's cool. So if I had any other outputs, see, I'm actually, I thought it was, okay, let's cut, and that's our fade going back and forth. So it just works. So this is cool. So I will be playing with this much later in. So now let's go back to our settings here. And I know this isn't organized because I'm just excited about actually finally getting this stuff in. So we're now gonna go over and launch, because this is going to my ATEM television studio. So now let's go here, and now it's gonna connect to the ATEM Mini. And there we go right here. All right, so let's go ahead and see preferences. I'm connected through USB-C, so that's why we don't have an IP address. And I really need to test that out after we fixed it. We only got 4 inputs, so it's not like you can really change that. So we got camera 1 through 3, cameras 1 through 3, all of our buttons. Got color generator, upstream keyer, downstream keyer. We only have 1 compared to the 2. Our transitions, fade to black. Our media, we can connect to a hyperdeck if we had one. Our media pool, media player, we only have 1. Our capture, connect a capture device. I really thought this would have showed up. So there's no H264 or whatever the number is on here like the original ATEM. So you can't really record from here. But again, it's showing up as a webcam, so you can just always connect this to OBS and just record if you really needed to. You can actually capture stills. That's new. Let me compare this to the old one. I mean, with the television studio. See, as you can see, there's a time code, but there's no capture still here. All right, so that's on this first group. Now, the one thing that was on here, and where is it at? I think it's upstream. All right, it's your chroma key. This right here lets you pick a color compared to the other one where they had some color mesh stuff that you have to mix and find. So like if I come in here and go to the upstream and chroma, see, you have this hue and you have to actually pick it, which is really, really annoying. and you can never really get it right. That's why I always had to do my chroma keying through OBS, because it was actually a lot better. Well, let me put it, it was easier to implement. So let's see. But in here, so let me say color, and then we pick the color that was showing up on here, and I need to actually play around with this some more, and I think I will do that. But let's just go through here. We have our patterns, we have our DVE, our media. We only have one media pool like we talked about, so we can load this. You still can't load video here. These are just still images, which I like, is you can actually capture a still image that's on the video and put it. So that makes doing thumbnails really easy. Instead of having to do a screen capture, you can just capture directly from here. So like, again, I'm doing this from a church standpoint. So for example, you could come in here and say that you're using this and you're capturing a sermon, because what I used to do is have somebody go down there, or I would go down there, take a picture with my camera and then upload that, and then that would be what I'm using for my thumbnail that I'm making for the sermon. Now I really want to see where it saved this at, but I'm gonna do this later, and I'm gonna go through all this other stuff as well too. But it's just really opening my eyes to simplify what I'm doing. Now again, we have 6 inputs on ours. This is only 4. I would not replace this at my church because we're using more of the features than this has capable of, even though it has new features I would really like. But if you're getting started, I think this would be great, because you could go with a GoPro, you can go with a tablet. Like this NVIDIA lets me use the camera on it as well too when it's charged, so that could be an input, my GoPro, my DSLR, and then I can hook up a laptop for easy worship extreme, Pro Presenter, whatever, and then I can bleed all of those together, have lower thirds, all this other stuff, and then it pushes it out to over USB as a webcam. So I am going to build out that whole system. Now what I'm probably going to do is shrink my live streaming system, or still use that, that's my mini ITX, and just see how this will work. Because what I really think I'm looking to do is going to bring this with me to do for live streaming games when we actually start having more stuff, and I can take the capture card out of that system and use USB to capture it. But anyway, let's cut back over here and see what else is inside of here. So here's the audio mixer, which is really cool because you can actually do the balancing and everything like this. Now this looks familiar, similar to how it is in DaVinci Resolve, and if they would let me I was getting ready to say, in DaVinci Resolve, normally you could set a send and receive, so it would actually block the sound and take one as a priority. So if you're talking, it would drop the audio on any other inputs, but it does, and normally there's a send and listen button inside of DaVinci Resolve that is not here, but it does look exactly like DaVinci Resolve. But you can set a limiter on here so that audio coming in for this input won't be too loud. It will cut off at this certain limit. You can set a compressor on here, and it does have attack and fades similar to the listen, but it looks like they might be able to add that later. You can do inputs, turn on audio, and these buttons are lighting up on the console as well too. So if I'm here and I'm turning the audio on, and y'all can't see that because of what I'm doing, so if I come in here and turn the audio on, I can just come in here and see, now you see this one got switched here, and that's the same way here, and that's why it's turned on. So if I turn that off, and then there you go, it's off. So really liking this so far. I need to do this a little bit more with a more conducive environment to go through this. The last thing I'm going to test is just to see how these headphones are working, because it does have all the channels, so I don't know if anything's going to come in here. Let me turn my camera back on, and then we'll see what else we can do with this. So my camera is on 2. Alright, camera's on 2, as you can hear. It's picking up sound. And let's bring on the sound here. Alright, so we're getting sound. And headphones. Let's just see. It doesn't really have anything for this. Now I have the audio coming in on the mic I have plugged in, but maybe it's not accepting this audio in this way. So let me hook my breakout cable for the audio and see if that works now. And we're splitting this out and going directly. And okay, so the split cable does not work. And that's me tapping on the mic. You can see I am getting something with that. So, and I don't know why I just didn't do a picture-in-picture so that y'all can see me. Alright, that's better. Alright, so you can see I am getting sound through these headphones, through the mic headphone, but there is a dongle here that you see that I can't connect, and that was with a breakout cable that normally would send both over here. So if I unplug this, and then I'm going to plug this directly into jack number 2, so there is no audio that's coming in just on number 2. I have to split this out for it to work, which honestly is not that big of a problem. Let's bring up OBS again. Let's see what we can do inside of here. So as you can see, I am getting sound through my webcam. No, I'm not getting sound through here. Yeah, BlackMagic microphone. Okay, there we go. Now we're getting sound, and my hand was in the way. So obviously we are getting sound from here. And now I'm remembering why I didn't use this camera that much. There's no autofocus on here. So this works. I want to see how the sound comes out from here. Let me go ahead and record a little bit, and let's see what this sounds like. Set this at 10,000. Alright, so let's test and see what the sound sounds like, shall we? Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. This is a test of the sound on mic 1 on the ATEM Mini. Alright, so we got that done. So now let's see what it sounds like. I don't have nothing plugged in, so I have a mess of cables everywhere. So let's see what this sounds like. Let's remux this real quick. I'm getting no sound. This is the same thing that happened when I did a game the other day. It didn't capture audio for some odd reason. So let's just check one more time. Audio is working. We turned that off. Let's try that again. Let's record one more time. Sound test. 1 2 3. You turn off the sound for the camera. It's just going to be the headphones. Sound test. 1 2 3. Sound test. 1 2 3. Alright. Let's try that again. heard sound there. And let's try this one more time. I don't know what's going on with this, so I'm gonna have to test that out a little bit more. But anyway, a lot more videos coming to this whole thing because there's a lot of stuff to go over with this. So let me actually get back because I'm all over the place. So we got a lot more stuff we're gonna go over. I'm gonna take this with me to church and we're gonna delve into this a lot more. So the one thing we do know that did all the mixed resolutions, this is actually only doing 30 frames per second at 1080i. This was set to 4K at 30 frames a second. My tablet is dead, but this can go 4K and it can go to whatever resolution it will work because this works on my regular. But this is cool because I have this routed into my current ATEM and I never even went over what the output of this is supposed to be, but we'll do that in some other videos. So this is my first very rough go over of the ATEM Mini. We'll have this a little bit more professional without children coughing in the background and all this other stuff like that. But stand by for some more videos. If you like this type of content, I appreciate a like, consider subscribing, and hit that bell. That way you get notified when we come out with other videos. This is AJ, and we will see you on the next video. Later.